for your time. Good morning to you, sir.
My brother, good morning. Thank you for having me.
I hope you're well.
By His grace, by His grace.
Great. In fact, a few days ago, you declared a sit-down strike over the matter of the Publican AI. We understand you've called that off. Why?
Yeah.
Is that true? And why have you decided to call it off?
Good morning to your cherished listeners once more, and thank you for having me. Yes, I am sure as a media person, you've been monitoring the media space since the deployment or the implementation of this Publican AI system. And if you attest to yourself, you can see the way and manner the trading community, and for that matter, the business community, have spoken, against the outrageous duties being churned out as a result of the implementation of this AI. Now, let me chronicle the events that has happened since the implementation of this AI. In the run-up to the 2026 election, 2026 budget, the Minister of Finance made mention that come January 2026, they were going to deploy this AI at the ports for. Can you hear me?
Yes, clearly. I can hear you clearly.
Okay, they were going to deploy this AI at our ports as a tool for evaluation and classification. So when they made the announcement, the budget was read, I think, somewhere in November. So we were expecting that in a major policy initiative like this, before even the go-in for the pilot program, there should be a stakeholder engagement for the people who are going to use this tool to work, for us to know how the whole system is going to work. And so we have, if we have questions or issues to be raised, we can raise those issues, and then it could be addressed. Nothing of that sort happened. And then after they started the pilot program somewhere in December, we were called to a meeting. That was a first stakeholder meeting after the deployment. And at that meeting, we were made to understand that they have started the piloting with about, I think, 5 companies, and that they have maximized revenue. And so it is good for them, and that they intend deploying the system fully. At that meeting, a lot of questions were raised. No tangible or proper answers, as far as we were concerned, were given. And so we left that meeting in a stalemate. So come March, then they deployed the system fully. And so we started having, calls and problems and issues from our members regarding outrageous duties that this system was churning out. I'm sure you've heard some figures that duties that you were paying about maybe 60,000 rose to 300,000. Some 300%, some 500%, some 1,000%. So, in fact, there were a lot of complaints from our members, and then the agitation started. So quickly, the Ministry of Finance called us. I would say that was a major, stakeholder engagement as a result of the agitation and the letters that we wrote to the ministry. So at that meeting, we again expressed our concerns, our challenges, the problems that we were going through, difficulty in clearing of goods, demurrages, rent charges, as a result of our inability to pay those duties. And so therefore, we called on the authorities to do something. At that meeting, once again, nothing happened. And at that meeting, the posture of the deputy finance minister who chaired that meeting was nothing to write home about. So I would say that meeting was even far, far worse than the one that we held previously. So the meeting was inconclusive, and then we had to leave. So when we left, then as a joint business forum that we have formed, to champion this cause, we had to meet and then held a press conference outlining some activities that we intend to roll on. So at that press conference, like I'm saying, we outlined some actions that we intend rolling as part of the first action was that the freight forwarders should embark on a sit down strike. They shouldn't clear any goods because already we've not been able to pay the duties, and so therefore if they even go to work, what are they going to do? So therefore they must sit down for government to see that what we are saying, at least they have to listen to us. So they started the sit down strike, and we were again called to that meeting yesterday because at that sit down strike, a lot of interviews were carried on, and the media space was taken by this Publican deployment. So finally, we were called, and let me emphasize that in all the advocacy that we were doing, we never said in principle we were against the deployment of the AI, because that is the order of the day. But what we were saying was that the way the system has been, calibrated and was churning out those outrageous duties was our concern, because it is somebody, who sits, before the computer and feed the information to be getting those results. Because whatever you feed in, garbage in, there will be garbage out. And so therefore, all what we were calling for is for the suspension, for officials to meet us, and then we all judge and see how best we can find an amicable solution to this. So finally, we were called to the meeting yesterday, as you have all seen in our press release. At that meeting, there were 4 points that we raised. Number one had to do with the appeals system, because the appeal system that was pertaining before the deployment of the AI was that when your values or your duties are given to you and you think it is too much and you cannot afford to pay, there's a system being provided on the ICOM's ICOM system that you can appeal, for them to reevaluate your invoices, and then come out with a fair duties that you can pay. With the deployment of this system, the appeal system wasn't working, because the appeal system was at the headquarters of customs. But since the deployment, they've taken it to finance, and therefore there is no way for the appeal. Even if you manage to put in the appeal system, because of the limited number of officers that work on it, and they sit on the appeals twice a week, they have a series of a backlog that they cannot even work on. And the few ones that they've been able to work on it also, they have all been declined. So we raised the issue of the appeal system, that no, something must be done about it. And for their response, they agreed that yes, it is true, and so therefore they are reverting the appeal system back to the office at the customs, headquarters, and they are now also going to increase the staff to 12, and hence the appeal system will also be working 24 hours. So as soon as you put in your appeal within 24 hours, you should be able to get a response. And also all the backlogs that are there, they are also going to work on it, quickly to enable us, clear our goods. And also they also be working on those that have attracted, demurrages, so that some demurrages, will be waived on for us to be able to clear our goods. So that is the first point. The second point had to do with the hello.
Yes.
You are listening. Okay.
Yes, I'm listening to you because I want
Okay.
to. I want to first listen to what happened.
Okay.
Then I know.
Okay. So then the second issue also had to do with the disclosure of those that are behind the implementation of the AI. So they told us that that one will be a bit difficult for them, but then as leaders of the joint business forum, they will introduce the leaders to those who are behind the AI, because we made them to understand that when ICOMS came, we all know that ICOMS has an office at East Legon, and so therefore, if you have any challenges, any problem, you can just walk straight to the ICOMS office there for them to, address your challenges for you. So they said, okay, the reason why, like they didn't want to disclose them to us was that they didn't want us to have an interface, human interface with them, because of some experiences that they have had. But fine. As for the leadership, they will introduce them to us, so that if we have any challenges, leaders can go to them to seek redress.
What makes that necessary? Before you move on to your third point, because this is a service provider that has been contracted by the Ghana Revenue Authority to help them do a job. It is the GRA that interfaces with you, not the company. Why did you want to know the company?
It is not the GRA that interfaces with us. We work with GRA. And that is why in my submission, I told you that ICOMS is providing a single window. They are also providing services. But why is it that ICOMS office is open to the public? And that when you are facing with challenges, you know the place to walk to.
You're speaking to the GRA not enough.
It's not enough. GRA is the implementing agency, but they are not providing the service.
Okay.
You get my point?
Okay.
They are the implementing agency, but they are not providing the service. It's ICOMS that is providing the service. And so therefore, if you have any challenges, ICOMS is the right place for you to go. If you go to the office of GRA, what are they going to do? They cannot assist you. So that is the more reason why we wanted to know those who are behind. And they've assured us that yes, they will do that to the leadership of the business forum. Yes.
Then your third issue, because
my third issue had to do with the participation of the proposed committee. The committee, well, they told us that there's going to be a formation of committee made up of members from our side and also members from the finance and, for that matter, GRA. So this committee will be working, and then as challenges come, we will present it to the committee, to see how best it could be addressed, and also fine-tune, the whole policy. So we demanded the terms of reference and then the modalities as to which the committee was going to, work with. And they said we should come there on Monday with membership from our side. And then we also made them to understand that regarding the terms of reference and then the modalities, we will not allow them, to come up with those issues. But then we will be part of the formulation of the terms of reference, and also the modalities that we are going to work as far as the committee is concerned. And that one also, they acceded to it, and they said on Monday we should come for us to sit down and then have that discussion. So the final one had to do with the suspension of the whole policy. And in that aspect, they pleaded with us that in that regard, it will be a bit difficult for them to suspend the implementation of the whole policy. And that is the reason why we have formed a committee, or we are going to form a committee, to be working on the policy as and when issues come and challenges come, because if they suspend it and they don't go on with the implementation, we wouldn't know when and where challenges and issues will come. And so therefore they are begging us we should allow the process to continue, so that as and when issues come, it will be taken to the committee, and then see how the committee will address it, and then make recommendations. So basically, this is what transpired. And like I've always been saying, if you go into negotiation, you don't take an entrenched position. You concede. The opposing side also make some concession. You also make some concession, and then you meet at a middle grounds. And then for the benefit of Mother Ghana, you let everything goes on. So we said, okay, we have agreed based on the concessions that they have made. In that regard, we are putting on hold the strike action by the freight forwarders. They will start working today, and then all other intended strikes too. We are keeping them on hold, and then give ourselves maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and see how the whole system will work, and we will have anything to say. We will come back. So basically, this is what transpired at the meeting yesterday.
So you haven't fully called off the strike.
We
have suspended it.
Yes, we haven't fully called off. We are keeping it on hold for now and observe how things will unfold.
I see. Thank you. Thank you very much for speaking to us.
Thank you for having me.
That's Clement Boateng, was president of the Ghana Union of Traders Association. Nancy would share with us, because you recall we were just talking about the matter of the NPRA. The National Pensions Regulatory Authority issued a statement in response to the issues that have been raised by Vincent Eko SFOA. And we'll just go through their responses to the various allegations that have been raised. And thank you to Prince Mika for sharing that with us. The various allegations that have been raised, and the responses that they've given to those issues. This is Wiseman Castro saying, until independent foreign body takes over the WSP, Ghana cannot fight corruption successfully. Man fighting Ghana man is equal to more corruption. May Mahama is also joining us. Good morning to you from Saudi Arabia. Dr. Downblow in Apel Sika is also joining us. He says His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is showing calm and focused leadership, taking practical steps to ease hardship and improve the lives of ordinary Ghanaians. His style is about action and understanding what people are going through. Meanwhile, the New Patriotic Party had 8 years to fix things, yet many Ghanaians struggle even more. Now they keep criticizing as if they were not responsible for the very problems people are facing today. Good morning to Mr. George Dixon, and a good morning to Guy Jesus Boss this morning. Nancy?
Yes, sir.
What is the NPRA saying?
Okay, so the first thing they address is the NPRA's mandate and accountability, and they said that the NPRA refutes claims that it is the uncountable custodian of pension funds.
Okay.
So they refer to the heading of Mr. Essefua's statement, which reads, "A call for prudence and accountability in the management of Ghana's pension funds." coupled with baseless and vile innuendos made on Asempa FM on the afternoon of Thursday, April 16, 2026, to the effect that the NPRA mismanages and misappropriates pension funds, and they say that that is false and misleading. Now, they indicated that the NPRA clarifies that its mandate under Section 7 of the National Pensions Act, Act 76, is strictly regulatory.
Okay.
It does not hold, manage, or disburse pension funds.
Okay.
The NPRA,
So they do not hold, manage, or disburse pension funds.
Yes.
Okay.
The NPRA's objective is to regulate and monitor the operation of three-tier pension scheme and to ensure the effective administration of pensions in the country.
Okay.
To demonstrate its accountability, the NPRA cites recent enforcement actions, including the prosecution of employers, recovery of defaulted contributions, and training of prosecutors to protect workers' pensions.
Okay.
Now, they went to the claim of salary adjustment and said that they claim that Mr. Chris Boedi Mensah doubled his salary upon assuming office is completely untrue.
Okay.
The last board under the immediate past government approved a 25% salary increment in September 2024, effective 1st January 2025, before his assumption of office. This approval happened under the previous management. It was based on this new salary structure that the exist packages of the former executives were paid.
Okay. Okay.
Therefore, the claim by Mr. Isifua that Mr. Boedi Mensah doubled his salary upon assumption of office is entirely false and unsubstantiated. A little bit of due diligence on the part of Mr. Isifua would have established this fact.
So there was a salary increment that was
Yes.
approved, you said in...
It was supposed to start
it
from
take effect
1st
January 2025.
2025.
Okay.
Yeah.
25%.
Yes, 25%. So it's like they've done it already. They
Okay.
walked in and it is there. It was supposed to start from January. So if it applies to him.
If there was no reason to suspend it,
Yes.
then okay.
Now, they now go into the head office projects. Now, it is important to clarify that phase 1 of the project is still under construction and has
Okay.
not yet been completed.
Okay.
The authority cannot relocate to an uncompleted facility. A simple visit to the construction site will confirm this fact, and we encourage the public to independently verify the status of the building situated at Jolo along the N1 highway and directly opposite the 335 Place building. Now, on phase 2 of the head office, it is worth noting that the project design and scope of work predates the appointment of Mr. Boedi Mensah. The project consultant working on phase 1, engaged by the previous engaged by the previous administration. Sana, you'd have to I don't know if you have the what do we call the statement, but something happened and then
You've lost.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll find that. But two things that they've been responding to. So they said there was a 25% salary increment, but that was approved in 2024. It was supposed to take effect from 1st January. They are also talking about the fact that they do not manage, control pension funds. What they do is regulation.
Pension funds.
Okay. On the office, the construction project, they said the phase 1 is still under construction.
Yes.
So you are on phase 2.
Yes. So on phase 2 of the head office project, it is worth noting that the project's design and scope of work predates the appointment of Mr. Boedi Mensah.
Okay.
The project consultant working on phase 1, engaged by the previous government, gave expert advice that the phase 2 foundation and ground floor parking needed to be constructed as part of the completion stage of phase 1 as a matter of urgency to obviate the impact of occupation.
Okay.
Now, the consultant's technical advice necessitated the commencement of the processes to raise funding for phase 2.
Okay.
The allegation that 700 million Ghana cedis has been borrowed on the back of pension contributors to build the phase 2 office complex is completely false.
Okay.
Now, Section 25 of the National Pensions Act, Act 766, expressly empowers the NPRA board to engage consultants as and when necessary. Therefore, the engagement of Mr. Kofi Anoche, a long-standing respected expert on pensions in Ghana with decades of experience in digital finance ecosystem, informal sector pensions system, design and reform to support the government's efforts at expanding pension coverage to the informal sector, was prudent and not a needless duplication as alleged by Mr. Isifwa. The engagement was done in full compliance with the Ministry of Finance's commitment, authorization, and the procurement laws of Ghana. The creation of a dedicated informal sector directorate is not duplication. It is a necessary institutional response and strategy to the reality that over 80% of Ghana's workforce operates in the informal sector and remains outside the formal pension net. Expanding coverage to these millions of Ghanaians is a national priority. Now, the claim that Mr. Boateng Mensah expended 15 million Ghana cedis on 7 Land cruiser vehicle in December 2025, funded from pension contributions, is entirely false. The authority has not procured 7 Land Cruisers. As a matter of fact, NPRA has only 2 Land Cruiser vehicles purchased in 2023 and 2026, respectively. We challenge Mr. Isifwa to provide verifiable evidence on his claim.
Okay.
Then they go on to say that the NPRA states that the training program at Bentley University is a 6-month virtual and in-person training which started in January 2026 and is still ongoing. The program is being undertaken to draw on international best practices in financial planning, risk management, pension governance and administration. Therefore, the allegation by Mr. Isifwa that it is a 2-week program is entirely false. And they concluded by saying that the NPRA affirms that the allegations made against the authority and its chief executive are unfounded, unsubstantiated, and not supported by the facts. The authority remains steadfast in its commitment to upholding prudence, transparency, and accountability in the supervision and regulation of Ghana's pension industry. And so that is the statement to response to your friend Vincent Isifwa.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's not somebody I know. I know that he goes to the same church as I do. But okay, I saw Dr. Anochi's name. Anyway, okay. Thank you very much, Nancy. To conclude today's show, we'll share with you portions of the honorific lecture that was delivered by none other but Mr. Chacho Chikata.
The law.
Yes, at the UPSA conference room earlier this week. I think that was Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday. So these are some of the things he had to say to conclude today's show.
The conferment of this Lifetime Achievement Award on me by the University of Professional Studies, Accra, is humbling. I'm grateful to this university, to you, the Vice Chancellor and Council, and to the School of Law, and particularly Dean Kofi Abochi, for doing me this honor. I want to thank especially Mrs. Betty Moldi-Drisu for her lecture today honoring me. There are important observations she has made about the affairs of our nation over the decades that should matter to us all. Betty has distinguished herself in her own career, including at the Commonwealth Secretariat, then becoming Attorney General, Minister of Education, and now on the Council of State. She carries all her laurels lightly and gives some credit to those of us who were her teachers in the past. She even relishes stories from the old days. Thank you, Betty. The subjects I taught from the early 70s